He walked into the restaurant like he owned the world, because in many ways he did. A billionaire CEO, dressed sharply, eyes fixed on a table reserved just for him. For the staff, it was just another night of serving the powerful and wealthy. But for one black waitress, the moment carried a weight she couldn't ignore. As she balanced trays and forced a smile, her heart raced with a truth too dangerous to remain silent. One small slip of paper would shatter the illusion. Why did her note stop him cold? Watch until the end. Wait a second. Tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Her name was Alicia, and she had worked at that upscale steakhouse for nearly 5 years. It wasn't her dream job, but it paid the bills, kept her younger brother in school, and gave her mother a little relief. Each evening, she carried herself with grace, even when guests treated her like furniture, invisible except when they needed more wine. That night, the place buzzed with whispers. The CEO of a powerful global corporation was dining in. To most, it was excitement, a brush with prestige. But to Alicia, the name triggered something deeper, memories she tried to bury. She knew his face from television, from headlines, from boardroom triumphs. Yet behind the glossy image, her family's story carried scars tied to his empire. And as fate placed her at his table, Alicia felt destiny pressing down, forcing her to choose silence or courage. The CEO ordered without looking at her, eyes still glued to his phone. Steak. Medium rare. His tone was clipped and dismissive, the kind that made staff members shrink. Alicia wrote it down, her hand trembling not from nerves, but from the storm in her chest. She had read the stories buried in local papers, stories of layoffs, factory shutdowns, neighborhoods gutted. Her father had worked in one of those plants before it closed overnight. No notice, no severance. Decades of loyalty were erased with a single corporate decision. He never recovered. Alicia remembered the nights when eviction notices piled up, when her mother whispered prayers over empty plates, when her brother cried for food they couldn't afford, all while this man's company reported record profits. And now, here he was, sitting just feet away, eating luxury cuts, while countless families paid the price for his success. Her co-workers whispered in the kitchen, nervous but starstruck. But Alicia couldn't shake the memories. She couldn't watch him laugh over wine while the weight of his empire crushed lives like hers. She grabbed a small order slip, her pen digging into the paper. Just a few words, nothing more. Simple, direct. Truth written in ink. She folded it once, slid it beneath his plate as she set down his meal. Her pulse raced. Would he read it? Would he even care? Or would this tiny act of defiance vanish like the thousands of unheard voices before her? The CEO picked up his fork, but then noticed the slip of paper. He frowned, unfolded it, and read. His face drained of color. For the first time all evening, his phone lay forgotten. His jaw tightened as he read again, the words sharp yet straightforward enough to pierce through the fortress of his wealth. Your company destroyed my father's life. We lost everything. We never recovered. The dining room seemed to freeze, laughter and music fading into silence in his mind. He looked up, eyes scanning the room, landing on Alicia. She stood still, heart pounding, unsure if she had just signed her own termination slip. His stare wasn't anger, it was shock, because for all the numbers, charts, and profits, he had never seen the human cost this close before. Alicia returned to the kitchen, forcing herself to keep moving, but inside, she trembled. Minutes later, The CEO quietly left, meal untouched, the note still clenched in his hand. He didn't speak. He didn't threaten. He walked out, weighed down by something heavier than money could buy off. For Alicia, the moment wasn't victory. It didn't erase the years of struggle, but it was a spark, a reminder that silence only feeds injustice. One note, one truth, had stopped a man who thought nothing could touch him. And in that spark lies a question for us all. How many more voices must be silenced before we listen? Which country and city are you watching from? Take care.